Hello and welcome back to Chapter 2 of my first ever series. A series of 5 videos that I've named, What Have We Done and What Are We Doing? Chapter 1 was all about sort of our land logistics. Chapter 2 is going to feature something very, very important to us. If you've been watching my channel for a little while, you'll notice that I am always checking this room because it houses our water reserve. In today's video, I'm going to tell you exactly how we get water into that tank. But first, I have to get some work done. I'm a dog groomer here on the island, and I work from home out of this building. It's not only a very beautiful place to work, but this building is actually the main hub of our entire land, and this video will show you why. So I hope you keep watching, and I hope you enjoy. And if you have any comments or questions that you would like to share in the comment section, please do. I've got Manfriend on standby to give you more of the mechanical descriptions of what I'm about to say in this video, because this is more of a boring Bethany Cliff Note version. So don't be shy with questions, because I might be able to drag Manfriend into the next video. Welcome to a slow Sunday morning on our property. Yesterday, Manfriend and I worked on the wood stove. I actually cleaned out the inside of the wood stove. Manfriend did a chimney sweep. We got it all ready for winter, and that was a big check off of our list of things to do. I was awake early because Manfriend left to go fishing on the Gulf. Our daughter was having a Sunday sleep-in, so I thought maybe today is a good day to give you the tour, the water functioning tour. I've stoked the fire, I've had my coffee, I've got laundry going. I think I'm ready to begin. And beginning actually looks like this. I actually really enjoy seeing this photo. I was so excited, and these were like the hard days. We had no idea what we were doing and what to expect. We literally just dropped our lives, got rid of all of our stuff, and showed up to this land that we had not ever seen. Like, it could have been a big disaster, but it wasn't. It was magical right from the start. And yeah, it's been a big humbling experience. I am so thankful because, you know, every little thing is a reminder of how much we take for granted. You know, like little milestones that we reach are always like huge things. And in everyday normal life, you forget about that, like how wonderful every little thing is. And so this is fun. This is fun to walk you through how we got to this point of, you know, just living and everything is functioning. We don't have to put as much effort into surviving. So let's start in here. This is our holding tank, and right now you can see that one tier is emptied out, and that's because I've been doing laundry this morning, which is also a huge milestone, having that washer and dryer. I can't even explain how wonderful that is. It's so hard to describe the feeling of that. And I've been working in the garden. I've prepared an area to plant garlic. I've got a row with some extra soil. I've been digging in the earth, removing all debris. I've got some seaweed in there that my mom and I actually took from the ocean when she visited in the summer. So I've got some of that in there, and I'm going to be planting my garlic today for sure, because it's a beautiful, warm, sunny day here on Cape Breton Island. It's just absolutely stunning. Like, I don't even have the right words half the time. But anyway, let's get back to the water. So down here we have a river that runs along the road, and we have a line, a water line that runs into this culvert, and it leads to a little do-it-yourself hydro ram pump that my Manfriend's brilliant mind created and made. That's something that maybe he will have to talk more about, I think, because I don't know how he made that thing. I just know that he lost some sleep over it, and he tried a few different versions until he came up with the one that he has. So down here, way down the road, we have like I don't know how to describe this. It's like a filter over top of our hose, and it just kind of keeps big leaves and debris from getting into that hose that we have there. And so once in a while we go over and we just kind of remove any leaves that stick to the front and just kind of keep this area clear. Now this water we only use for doing dishes and showering and washing, and I use, the river water to clean dogs and that sort of thing. So we don't drink this water. I'll show you later what we use for drinking water. But here is, the line goes all the way down. It comes to this ram pump, and this is Manfred's brilliant creation. That clicking sound is something we love. We love to hear that clicking sound because that means we have water running. Manfred dug a trench, and he hugged the water line with some sand there that we've got left over for winter, and the line goes right underneath in the ground here, and it comes up inside this house, water house, if you will. And you can hear the water dripping because the line is pushing water into this tank. And if it gets too full, we do have like a drainage hose. Manfred made all of this. He is the mastermind. I'm sorry that I sound like I'm bragging, but I have nothing to do with it. I just help. I help do things. So I helped him insulate this building. He actually made the building because we needed something to keep the water from freezing. So we have a little heater here, and it just clicks on if needed. It's not even plugged in right now, and it's only for those really harsh cold times of winter. We might actually cover this line here, the water line that goes into the water pump, which is actually inside the dog shop or the powerhouse, and I'll show you. This little planter box I brought down from the old garden by the RV, and I thought it would be really cute down at the dog shop with maybe some flowers, sunflowers or something growing there. It would be so pretty, I think. Okay, so back to the water line. Inside the dog shop, there is a room that I cover with a curtain, and there's our water pump there. So this room is always pretty much warm-ish. Like we keep it from freezing, obviously, and it's warm when I'm working in here. So there's also a water tank and a water heater for in here. And then there is a line that runs underneath and back out. Last year we did this frantically at this time of year, under the ground up to the RV. So all around, this building has just been amazing. You can see now there's a dryer vent, and the drainage line for the washing machine is there now. And there's a dog washing station, and the water runs out there. And then we actually have an extra water tank. I forget what these things are called, but anyway, I call them water tanks. We actually got a deal on 2 more of them that we have stored up near the RV. The water system would not even function at all if it wasn't for the fact that we have actually hooked up to power. So this is also our powerhouse. We had a line put in, and Nova Scotia Power came and put up a few poles, and we actually have a pole here ready to hook up to our shop eventually, or our house, or whatever. So now let's switch gears and head up to the RV. Let's get acquainted with her. This is a 2011 45-foot Cyclone toy hauler. And that water line that I was just talking about that we buried last year goes up and under the RV. If I were to name her, it would be Angel, because She was sent from heaven, this one. We lived in her off-grid for the first couple months until we were hooked up to power, which was a huge game changer. But even back in the early days, she was very decent. We would fill up the water tank with these blue barrels and our pickup truck and a pump. And you know what? It worked well. We could get a few showers, loads of dishes done, that sort of thing. But once we connected to power, it just really changed everything. We didn't have to run the generator. There's those 2 extra water jug thingies that we have stored. We're not sure what's going to happen with those yet. As you can see, we have it anchored down, not only what it says to be anchored down, but like 5 times more. So we have anchors everywhere, and we have it, all prepared for winter at this time, but this all went down last year. Last year we prepared her for winter, so this year was more just tweaking things. Manfred built some fun little trap doors and little storage areas, and it's just, we really buttoned it up tight. And this is the window I broke when I was weed whacking in the summertime. A stone flew up and shattered our window. This can be run on propane, and propane tanks are kept in the side, and there's other little, side storage cabinets that we kind of keep empty, really. There's nothing in there. Manfred framed out the nose of the RV, and he has like foam boards all the way around it. And inside, there's actually an extra layer of insulation on the west side because the wind really flies in that way during the winter. And there's a little area here where I can get to like a water tap or an outdoor shower. There's the central vac, furnace, that sort of thing. There's exhaust in there. We have this outhouse. This was one of the first things that got built, actually, and I love this outhouse. It's not a traditional outhouse. I actually still have to do the very fun chore of emptying out a pail from there, but you know what? It works. It works for now. We are ever evolving here on our property, so how we live today may not be how we live next week, but this is sort of how things are at this moment, and we are coming into winter now, which we just have to finish kind of preparing for that, and our trailer is a big part of that. So let's go inside for a minute. When we moved here last year, we got rid of like 90% of our stuff, so we are minimalists. We have very little things. And I think if you were a hoarder or someone who likes to accumulate, RV life is not for you. This is a small space, but we only use this trailer for mainly sleeping and cooking and a little bit of storage. Our daughter uses the RV more like a living room, like she hangs out on the computer. There is a TV in there that she could watch. She's got her own little master suite. And I have to be careful recording today because she's in the trailer and she does not want to be in the video. So, but I can work around that. As far as this room that I'm standing in, this is actually the toy hauler part. So technically it's like the garage. It's meant to have like an ATV parked in there. There's an area that you could put a washer dryer. We use it as a closet. There's its own private door, an extra bunk bed up top. And this whole thing could be lifted right up and be one big room, or it can be just one bed or two. I kind of use it for storage, and there's a bathroom in here that we don't use. We don't use any of the toilets or this sink. Actually, the sink and the toilet in this section of the RV is on its own as far as gray water drainage and that. So we just don't use that. Here's a little sneak peek of the kitchen. My daughter is sitting right there, so I can't zoom any closer there. Oh, here we go. I'll stand this way. So there's what we use for water. We actually hooked up to power, so we were able to get one of those water coolers, and it's like $1.50 to fill up those jugs. So we use that for cooking food and for drinking. But for the first year, we did drink all that river water. There's a panel in here for light switches and, checking levels of everything. There's a whole other master suite that I can't show you because it's my daughter's room and I don't want to invade her space. There'll be other times that I can show that room, but not today. So another thing that we do for preparing for winter is that we cover the windows up with the insulated boards and then we keep the blinds closed. I always ask Manfred to keep a couple of windows uncovered just so we can have some natural light, and that's been a game changer through the winter. This is our main bathroom, and without giving away some of our personal stuff, there's a full shower in there and a toilet, and there's some skylight, so natural light. We keep this one uncovered, but we do cover some of the other ones, and it just helps. Every little bit helps with the winter time to keep that cold air from coming in. And then also we worry about snow on top of the RV during the winter, so we just keep an eye on any accumulation and always keep it cleared off. All we can do now is hope everything doesn't freeze up on us. We've done pretty well though. Going into this winter, I think we're ready.
It's the fire in the rain. It's the smile within the pain. It's the logic but insane. You cannot know from where it came. It's the way you cross the floor before you head on out the door. It's the figure on the wall. So many times I heed the call. It's the silence of the room, the way you turn before you bloom. Another shadow for the blind. I think I'm gonna lose my mind. Although I'm running up a hill, I feel I'm always standing still. Can't remember where I've been. I don't know where I should begin. I don't know where I should begin. I don't know where I should begin. There's far too many of us here, a crowded planet full of fear. It's not the way it's meant to be. We should be happy living free. Although I'm running up a hill, I feel I'm always standing still. Can't remember where I've been. I don't know where I should begin. 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 I don't know where I should begin.
Thank you so much for watching this video to the end. I realized during the editing I missed a couple of things. One thing I didn't mention was the back door of the garage, or the toy hauler part of the RV. It can flip down and make like an outdoor patio. We just keep that door closed all the time, and we actually have an insulated board in between the door and the inside door, if that makes sense. So it keeps that back room warmer. And when it gets really cold, we run a heater underneath the RV, kind of similar to the water house area. Another thing I didn't mention was the dog shop. We had no intentions of having that building on our land, but when we moved to the island and I reached out to the community about dog grooming and we realized, wow, there's a big demand there, we decided to have that building made for us. and the gentleman that made it actually delivered the entire building and dropped it there. It was just the shell. We kind of finished the inside. The man that built it, he actually rebuilt it just for us to withstand any hurricane winds, because we were telling him about the lay sweats that come through our area. So it was actually a custom built little shelter, and it initially started as a dog shop, and then it evolved into the powerhouse, and then from there our water house. So that's the story on that. And the other thing I wanted to mention was how we heat the RV in the wintertime. Last year we ran the furnace, and we also plugged in some electric heaters, but I mean, honestly, we had to really, like, for this year, figure out like a happy balance between electric and when the propane furnace kicks in. Just want to kind of make it more financially efficient. Like, power is not affordable, as we all know. So this year we're going to be running the furnace a little more than last year, and just to offset some of the electric. And then down in the dog shop, we actually have like a hanging heater. And in my next video, I'm going to be talking more about the bunkie. There's a lot I've left out over the last couple months, but I'm going to talk more about the bunkie and how things are going with that and what our plans are. And then I'm also going to talk to you about the man shop. There's a new little development happening on our land, so I'll fill you in on that on the next video. Chapter 3 of the What Have We Done and What Are We Doing Boring Bethany series of 2024. Oh, I love having you guys here. It's really fun to share all this with you, so thanks for being here, and I'll see you next week. Ciao for now.